Okay, boys and girls, hello. This is a VR to Mother in the Wow. Now, back in the 50s, they used to have these lurid, well, 50s and 40s, after the post World War II and Korean War, they used to have a bunch of these men's adventure magazines, which I kind of find it hilarious. I read science fiction, but also I read a lot of these things too. And it's always had some woman in distress, some guy waving a machete. Let's see. Yeah, right there, waving a machete, trying to save her against something big and black. Okay, that was the He-Man macho, white male, Eurocentric kind of craziness that was the 1950s. Now, this is a German book that covers all the men's magazines title of that period. A lot of it was racist and a lot of it was Masa, 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 I can't pronounce it. You know what I mean, Hubble's cat. Masa, well, they don't like women. Okay? Get my bookmarker up. So you get like Men's Life, and you see all the lurid covers. They're always holding a shovel or a machete, and something's trying to kill them, or kill their woman, or kill their guide, which was what you might call the other people, or something's chasing them, or something's going to eat them, or somebody's going to take their job away, and usually it's a woman or a minority that's getting eaten. Now, I find that kind of hilarious. In real life, it's the other way around, except back then during the 1950s, right after the Korean War until 1962, these magazines were very popular. Now, Uncle Alan's kind of from that time period, and Uncle Alan's kind of old. And I wish he'd stop doing that. I got an old laptop that I'm trying to work with. Now, like I said, Hubble's cat and Inspired John got one of these long letters, and I always put like one of these things. This is a emergency kit that the Hudson Bay people used in the 1950s. It has all the description for an emergency kit, and it's going to Lilly in a while and Mother in a while. And part of that kit list was their bug out bags and 5 pounds of food. Okay. Now I'll be sending that with my letter if you can see that. I'm glad I'm kind of blind today. Yeah, I read the comments, so I pick up on a few things. I think was Random Lady 1989. And this is again Dave Black, Living Off the Grid. Tells you what the heck they're doing. There's other books that I always push, but this one I really push for the people who's trying to get off the grid, who really don't know what the hell they're doing. Finally, Hubble's cat's in the right direction, and he got one of these books. Okay. Good thing Hubble's cat, I'm glad it's tired. It's been coughing up. Okay. Now, remember yesterday we're going to talk about something nice and polite. These are classic camping recipes and other things by Scott Cookman about Great American Camping Cookbook. Well, after the Civil War and also after the Spanish American War, camping came from the term campaigning, like campaigning into the woods, campaigning into the desert, campaigning to free the slaves. Everything was a campaign. So they shortened the word to camp because it sounds familiar that we're going to campaign through the women's quarters or campaign through that or campaign through this. Okay, you got to remember by the end of the 19th century and beginning of 20th century, you still got that holdover from the Civil War from the 1860s of steam power. Now we got gas power and diesel power and electricity. The weasels ripped my flesh. Okay? Seriously, folks, this is why I like cooking. Now, history of cooking, which is kind of hilarious in the wilds. Now, everybody wrote in high school and college. I hope you went to high school. I hope you went to college. Uh, Thoreau, Emerson Thoreau, wrote on Walden's Pond. And the truth of the matter is, Emerson Thoreau was a big moocher. Now, to simplify his life of 1846, fed up with the Mexican-American War, Thoreau's journey into the wild. For a excursion of 12 days with a companion and one Indian was simple as getting 28 pounds of ship's bread, kind of a hardtack, 16 pounds of salted pork, like what you see in the supermarket today, folks. Trust me on that. If you want to see real salt pork, go see Civil War Digital Digest or the Townsends, another YouTube channel. Those two YouTube channels will show you what that kind of salted pork looked like in real life. Not very pleasant to see. 12 pounds of sugar. This is not the white sugar you see nowadays. It's either was cone sugar or brown sugar, mostly cone sugar. 3 pounds of unroasted coffee. It wasn't roasted. You had to roast it yourself. These are green beans. 3 pounds of white rice. This was the long grain, easy cook. 1 quart of Indian cornmeal. This is flint corn, or first generation corn, or first generation American yellow hybrid corn, and pint of salt and 6 lemons. Now, Thoreau wrote confidently, eating this ship's bread in one hand and a fried pork in the other for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, which was baloney. His companions weren't, and it's like they were allowed about a pound and a half of food per man per day for paddling, portaging, getting to their destination. But no matter how creatively they prepared, coffee was cut down to 4 cups a day with 5 teaspoons of sugar. They variety with fresh fish, pails like hand-picked blueberries and raspberries. But unfortunately for the people that lived on the trail, Thoreau and his party was the biggest moochers. Reaching at McCall's camp by his faithful accounting by his friend, he would pipe down hot wheaten pancakes, ham smoked, eggs, potatoes, fresh milk and cheese, shad, salmon, tea sweetened with milk and molasses, and sweet cakes with a compote of cranberries stewed and sweetened for dessert. Seriously, folks, this was the author of Walden's Pond. Excuse me. Now we jump ahead of time, about 50 years, 51 years, to George Washington Sears list, or Nesbit for Field and Stream. Turn of the 19th century, preferred plain cooking. Nesbit I showed you in woodcraft in my other video. His endorsements was 4. Salt, sea salt, cayenne pepper, premixed to a 10-to-1 ratio in a waterproof tin, freshly ground white pepper, never black, lemons, and he advised taking cornmeal, not the flour, which was superior to make Johnny cake. He despised flour-made pancakes, and for frying trout. He was a connoisseur of fine cod, but didn't take it to the woods. On a heavy knapsack and a rifle, or lone canoeing, he wrote, "I prefer tea, green tea for trekking, because you could drink it hot or cold, and either black or oolong in camp." Uh, let's see, camp at night. Unlike Thoreau, George Washington Sears, or Nesbitt, was an accomplished camp cook. He traveled light, but he included dry beans, fresh onions, rice, fresh potatoes to make soup, stews, baked beans, and fresh potatoes to pit bake, boil, or fry. However, he religiously refused to carry canned food himself. He is not, on the other hand, consuming everybody else's canned goods, and always enjoyed other people's provisions because he didn't need a packet on his back. Now, which was full quart cans of salmon, tomatoes, peaches, etc. He enjoyed that. Few luxuries were better, but simple fare may be the best. And then always, he too was a moocher. Now, Hemingway, I'll get to another video. I want to keep this short because we're talking about 100 years roughly of grubblers and provision. Now, in the old days, I have to keep this short. In the old days, it was dried peas and beans. Peas was the mainstay of the British Army. Everywhere where the British went, you had dried green peas or yellow peas. Why? You have vitamin A. And also prevents beriberi. Now, a lot of armies didn't understand that, and they got beriberi. The Japanese army, the Chinese army, the Indian army, and a few other armies in the world. That's why they carry dried peas and limes. Then you want to get scurvy, beriberi, and vitamin A deficiency, like the French in their North Pole expeditions. Now, salt pork was a very common. The other one, if you're a Muslim, salt beef. Okay, a very good delicacy was salted buffalo tongue or salted beef tongue. Trust me, I have ate the salted beef tongue and never again. Okay, if you think that was bad, try make tacos out of it. Trust me, it's not very pleasant. It smells high hell. You have to soak it, strip off the outer tongue layer, boil it, chop it up, fry it, put it in a taco shell, and try to eat it. I don't care if you're whatchamacallit, any of the action-packed heroes. You eat salt beef. That was disgusting. So I'll catch you later. Hit like and subscribe to Old Uncle Al, aka Diebulfrog79. And our big shout out today is Jordan Jakenberg. Please send him money and to his PayPal account. Lilly in a while, she also has a PayPal account. Please send her a few bucks enough for a coffee. I forget who else. Heck yeah. Also watch Old School with a Modern Twist. Now, during the summertime, he works really hard in the garden. That's one garden I recommend to a lot of preppers. The other video is Back to Reality in Northern Ontario. Unlike my friend Hubble's cat, they know how to do certain methods of growing food in the Canadian wilderness, and a few other people. Now, a lot of people say, Uncle Alan, you should store rice. I'm Japanese. We know rice. Okay, we also know pasta and noodles. The Italians stole that from us. We also know a lot of other things. But a lot of people in America and Japan and the rest of the world are kind of dense in the head. My family, part of my family, comes from the mountains. Now we're the hairy Japanese mountain people. which is kind of like, here's our wallet, don't mug us. So I'll catch you later, boys and girls, for our next part of Grub List from the Great American Camping Cookbook. Okay? I'll catch you later. Bye.